Shade cloth season is in full swing here in central North Carolina. Usually at some point in time, July, we have to install these on some of our crops in order to protect them from this scorching sun and heat. Now, a lot of new gardeners wonder, why would we want shade cloth when almost every plant tag you see out there calls for full sun? Well, when you get this scorching midday sun and heat hitting some of these new plants, the plants start to go into what's called survival mode. Many of them won't survive or make it at all through this middle of July and all of August here in central North Carolina. So putting this shade cloth up gives these plants the necessary break they need so they can continue to grow. Not necessarily provide us more harvest, but just survive, so that way when we get into September, we'll continue to harvest from these plants. You may have seen in some of our past videos, a lot of our tomatoes will actually grow in part shade. And we did that with our Amish paste this year. They had a lot of success. They did not need shade cloth. But in this area here where we got some of our trellising tomatoes, we need this shade cloth. Now you're going to notice these yellow flowers are most likely going to drop off because our temperatures are well over 90 degrees on a daily basis. But the plant itself is still healthy and doing well. So when we get to September, hopefully we'll start to get more tomatoes growing here. But then also, another thing is protecting our cucumbers, protecting our squashes. If this summer heat was hitting these leaves, from past experiences, this would just be wilting and dying. But instead, we're getting some good harvest off of our butternut, and we're still continuing to get new growth, as you'll see here on our butternut squash. Having this shade protection cloth up is a big bonus during this time of the year. Now, we don't shade cloth everything, and we don't have enough shade cloth to go around. So what we do is we just try to set it up in areas that we want to have the most protection. So like here in our pumpkin and squash area, we've got a couple of cloths up just to protect it a little bit. We do the same here, where we're going to have some future plantings going on, as you can see, of some sweet mamas. This will just help them along. And then, as I was just showing you, our tomatoes, our cucumbers, and our squashes, we just trellis up this shade cloth to help protect it through the months of July and August. Another benefit of the shade cloth is for our second round of planting here for late summer. These plants without any sort of shade cloth probably wouldn't stand a chance. At least we're giving them the opportunity here now to grow a little bit and make it through about the next 5 weeks of heat and humidity. Every plant that we have needs shade cloth. In fact, some of our plants absolutely love this brutal heat. Like our sweet potatoes can't get enough of it. And then you'll see here our pepper plants, not all of them, some varieties don't need the shade cloth. And then we've got our okra. This stuff absolutely loves the heat, as well as our eggplant. But then now, as you look back here, this area back here does not get a ton of sun. It just gets a little bit of sun. So we have a cucumber there. It doesn't require shade cloth just because of the amount of hours of sun that it actually does get. But it does still do just fine in producing quality cucumbers for us. Now these eggplants are empty right now because we just went and harvested them all yesterday. But this thing was full of eggplants, as you can tell from a couple of past videos. And we're just about getting ready to start the next round, as you can see with these flowers right here. Right, now the shade cloth that we use is 40% shade cloth. There's different variety percentages out there. We find the 40% works for us. Now I'll buy it in large rolls of about 100 feet by 6 feet and then cut it for the sizes and areas that I need it. Now the other thing we do is use these grommets and bungees here. And these grommets can just snap on where you need them. And then you just take your bungee, stick it on through, and then just simply attach it like that. Easy to put up, easy to take down, and then store them away. These cloths here, I think, are on their 3rd season. We should at least get another 3 out of them, no problem. Another benefit of this shade cloth is that Shelly can come out here and hang out underneath it when I'm working in the garden. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Got any questions or suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next video.